This is a Storm Team 12 weather alert.
Overnight hail and ice will make for a slick morning for parts of the Sunflower State. This is video from our parking lot this morning. All of that is why we have issued a Storm Team 12 weather alert day for today.
Yeah, and we want to make sure you're prepared to head out the door safely. We have Team 12 coverage right now from across the state. It starts first with Mark Larson. Mark, what's on radar right now?
We're definitely looking at some sleet and some freezing rain. It's all showing up in pink on the radar. That's moving off to the north and east. And there you see the radar now. And again, lightning flashes and thunder. Where you see the lightning and the thunder, see the lightning and hear the thunder, that is. That's where the sleet and the freezing rain are coming down the hardest. We're talking about Butler into eastern sections of Sumner, Cowley County, Winfield, and Ark City. Definitely a mess there. Accumulating sleet and ice where you see the darker hues of pink. Now note the radar out to the west. The back edge starting to move in. It will not save our morning drive. Still going to be issues for drive time here through at least about the 7 to 8 o'clock hour here around Wichita and down to the Wellington area. But the back edge moving quickly off to the east at about 35 miles an hour. We'll keep the radar in front of you throughout the morning. Likewise, school closures and delays running across the bottom of the screen. Ice storm warning until 3 o'clock, the Kansas City area over portions of the Flint Hills. Winter weather advisory until noon elsewhere. The impact on this storm, roads are icy, they are slick, schools are closed, some are delayed, and we are looking at accumulating ice and sleet out there. 25 right now in Wichita, a stiff north wind at 20, feeling like 11 out the door. Wind chills in the teens below zero, wind chill advisory for the Goodland area. Wind chills single digits above zero for most of the east. Temperature is not going to get above freezing. We'll hover around 25 for the next couple of hours, 27 under a gray sky at noon. The freezing rain and the sleet will be gone, but we're not going to see the roads loosen up until we see some sunshine later today. Adding insult to injury, stiff north winds running 15 to 20 miles an hour with some higher gusts. Wind chills an issue all day long as well.
All right, Mark, thanks. Our Team 12 coverage continues with Melissa Murray. She's live in Wichita. Melissa, you showed us just a couple of moments ago. Roads look real icy.
Yeah, guys, this is pretty much just a sheet of ice here by 235 in Kellogg. Joe's going to show you what these roads look like. You'll see that it looks like snow is covering the roads, but this is all ice here. 235 in Kellogg. People are going a lot slower than normal, but still need to slow it down on your way to work if you have to be out this morning. Joe, if you'll pan down a little bit so that you can see the ground, you'll see that, again, this does look like snow, but this is pretty much just all ice pellets that we're seeing here. So the roads are going to be very, very slick this morning. We're going to stay here near 235 in Kellogg until we're told to move somewhere else. And obviously that thunder and lightning, pretty crazy weather this morning, but just take your time. The wind is definitely an issue and the ice hurts when it kind of pellets on your face. So if you have to run out to your car this morning, be careful getting there, but just know that this wind is pretty powerful today.
All right, thanks, Melissa, and stay safe on the side of the road. If you're looking to see if your street has been treated by the city of Wichita, the Plow Tracker is a great resource. It shows you all of the city's plows and the path that they've driven this morning. Now, we've zoomed in here in northeast Wichita where our station is, and you can see the lines demarcate where those plows have been so far this morning, treating the roads with brine or salt or what have you. Now, if you want to check this out before you head out the door, you can find a link on kwch.com. Now, let's go to Shane.
Yeah, we'll continue our Team 12 coverage with Shane. He is out driving this morning.
Good morning, guys. We're on.
Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, I was going to say we're on southbound 135 right now, guys. We're passing Kellogg right now, that interchange, and the roads are very icy. In fact, we were involved in an accident this morning on northbound 135 because of those icy roads. You can see the pellets on the ground that Mark was talking about in that freezing rain. We've actually passed a couple of accidents already on the roads with emergency crews out helping people. One of the big things is just to slow down. We're driving about 35 miles an hour right now, and we've seen some people passing us this morning, and that's actually what caused that accident this morning. People were driving a little too fast, and cars in front of us were starting to lose control because they had to tap those brakes, and once that happened, they just lost control completely. So take it slow this morning as you're driving on the roads, and make sure that you're being cautious as you head out, because there are a lot of slick spots with that ice and with that sleet on the roads here this morning. We're going to keep driving around Wichita and let you know any updates on those road conditions as we see them, guys.
All right, thanks, Shane. We're also monitoring traffic conditions from above. Meteorologist Sarah Fletcher is here with us. Sarah, what do conditions look like from our KDOT cameras?
Well, it depends on where you are. For the northwestern part of the state, we have some light snow showing up on those KDOT cameras that could kind of cause some issues this morning for the Goodland area along I-70. Now, for south central Kansas, we just have some freezing rain moving through. That will be the main impact. We already have ice accumulating on the roads, as you can see here with the KDOT camera at I-135 in Pawnee. I know Melissa just showed you that from the ground, but there's ice accumulation and then there's sleet on top of it. So that's making it kind of difficult to see the road, and that's going to continue to be an issue as we head into the next few hours. So I-70 at Chapman, we have slick road conditions due to ice. I-70 at Salina, well, we don't have much going on now, but we did have some freezing rain earlier today. That's also causing some slick spots. And then I-135 at 21st Street, we also have some ice accumulating there. Now this will continue for the next few hours as that freezing rain continues to move through Wichita, heading to the northeast, eventually ending by about 9 o'clock. Mark will have more details on when that will come to an end, when we'll start to see those conditions improve, coming up in just a little bit. Natalie?
All right, Sarah, thank you. The City of Wichita's Emergency Accident Reporting Plan is now in effect. It's called ERP. That means if you're in a non-injury accident, no one is hurt, no drugs or alcohol are involved, and you can still drive your vehicle, please do not call 911. Instead, later on today, go to the nearest police substation or Quick Trip and just fill out a report separately.
Yeah, not sure if you can see this right now, but this is some of the snow that's outside. It almost looks like couscous or little bits of quinoa.
Little ice packs,
Little ice pellets right now. This is what we're facing right now. We have on the phone right now Joe Pager with Wichita Public Works.
And Joe, crews are out treating the roads right now, right?
Yes, Natalie, Scott, we've been out since 10 p.m. with a full complement of snow plows. As you've been reporting, we've got 50 plows on the street. Been in operations spreading salt sand mix since 10 p.m. last night.
All right, Joe, so you're dropping that salt mix and everything. I'm not sure if I heard you say that you're dropping, are you dropping that brine solution as well? Did you say that?
No. Brine
Good.
is a pre-treatment option right now. It's a salt sand mix,
But
and we are operating with 50 trucks.
All right, so with that salt sand mix, how effective will that be with the ice that we've seen out there? It looks like it's packing in pretty tight.
We've done two things to increase the effectiveness of our treatment. The first is we added a calcium to the mix that we use to increase the effectiveness, and we also increased the feed rate of the salt sand as the precipitation is coming down to try to overcome it as best as possible.
Joe, what conditions are your drivers dealing with this morning? And is there anything our viewers need to know that can help your drivers get their job done and keep them safe on the road?
Well, obviously, with pavement temperatures and air temperatures well below freezing, everything that comes down is contributing to slick roadways. So we're actively treating in terms of putting material down, but with 1,500 lane miles of emergency snow routes to treat, people are going to have to slow down, increase following distances, allow extra time for the morning commute.
So do you believe then with the increased effectiveness or the attempt to increase the effectiveness of your sand mix that that will be able to make roads have a little bit more traction, or is it something that's going to keep it from just getting worse?
Well, it's the nature of the precipitation and the timing of it that conditions are going to be difficult to negotiate. So we're going to try to make conditions as safe as we can, but obviously it's not going to be a business as usual commute.
All right, Joe, thank you very much for taking the time. We appreciate it, and we may check back in with you later this morning.
Take care.
All right, now if you need to drive this morning, we want to make sure that you do it safely. AAA has some advice to help you safely get from point A to point B. First, go slower. When it gets icy, it takes longer to start and stop. Now, with that in mind, you're going to want to increase the distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. And if you're going to need to go up a hill like an on-ramp, do not stop. And if you can, try to get some momentum before you approach that hill. Now, we are keeping track of multiple cancellations and with school districts here in Kansas. Some of the districts closed around the Wichita metro include Derby, Valley Center, Goddard, Mulvane, Augusta, I believe Mays as well. You can find a full list of all the closings and delays on our KWCH app. Also, McConnell Air Force Base delaying the report time this morning by 1 hour.
All right, if you're heading out the door, make sure our updated Storm Team 12 app is on your phone. That app has everything you need to stay weather aware on these weather alerts days. We just recently updated, so it's a must-have as we get closer to severe weather season, which we're seeing a little bit of today with thunder and lightning mixed with that wintry weather. If you don't have our app, go ahead and download it in the App Store.
Still dealing with freezing rain and sleet. Winter weather definitely impacting your morning travel, as we've been talking about. The good news is it looks like the worst of it going to start winding down here in Wichita by about the top of the hour. So things should slowly but surely be improving as you see the back edge of the sleet and the ice moving to the north and east. Freezing rain and ice this morning and wind chills, all issues with this particular winter storm. We'll talk about it more after the break.
All right, Mark, thanks. And we're continuing to track the road conditions. Shane Kanicki out there on the roads right now. I believe Sedgwick County 135. You can see this on-ramp. Yeah, it's pretty icy out there. You're going to want to make sure you take a little extra time this morning as you get around. We're going to have another update from him in less than 3 minutes. Time now 6:11.
Expect more from KWCH 12. This is Eyewitness News This Morning. Online at kwch.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. This is a Storm Team 12 weather alert.
6:14, we've been talking about the roads a lot, and we'll talk about what changed while we were sleeping here in just a second. First of all, I want to show you something. If you're scraping your vehicle, if your vehicle stayed out overnight, you're going to need extra time to defrost it. Make sure all the windows are clear. Don't be peephole driving. And don't use your shocker card like Liz, our director, did, because that's what happens. They break. You need a scraper this morning. You'll be happy you grabbed it. All right, here's what happened while we were sleeping. The freezing line sunk a lot farther down to the south than we had earlier expected, bringing this wide swath of freezing rain and sleet, and that's what we've got on the radar right now. Thunder and lightning kind of adding insult to injury. Why do I say that? It means the intensity of the freezing rain and sleet picks up when you have the thunder and lightning factored in. We had some small hail with some of these storms earlier this morning. Note the western edge, though, now creeping into western sections of Sedgwick County. Sarah and I kind of took a look at this, kind of did the math. I think it'll be out of here by the time we get to the top of the hour now as far as Wichita is concerned, at least for Westsiders. Now, folks east of the Turnpike, Flint Hills, yeah, it's going to be an issue for you most of the morning. And if the Turnpike is your travel route this morning, delay that trip. Things will improve, but probably not until mid-morning or into the early afternoon hours. As you can see, the thunder and lightning streaming right up the Turnpike right here toward Topeka and Kansas City. Feels like numbers, teens below zero west, single digits and teens here in the wind chill department east. Future Track has this trend perfectly depicted, doing a spectacular job. All of it moving away from the 5-county metro by at least 10:30 and then moving off to the southeast and into the Flint Hills, pretty much out of our viewing area by the time we hit lunch. And we're looking at some sunshine. Roads should improve for your afternoon drive. So freezing rain this morning, then looking for highs in the upper 20s to lower and middle and upper 30s. So depending on where you're watching from, at least above freezing over south central Kansas. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy skies, lows in the teens and 20s. Metro area forecast. We've got the freezing rain this morning. Low to mid 30s will take us through the afternoon. I think after about 2 or 3 o'clock, we'll see a partly cloudy sky. Roads should loosen up quite a bit. Partly cloudy skies tonight. Lows in the mid teens to near 20. Still in the icebox tomorrow, though. So wet spots could refreeze at times, and especially side streets are going to still be a challenge, especially over northern Kansas. Upper 20s to around 30 there. Mid to upper 30s in southeastern sections of the state for a pretty cold hump day. 7-day forecast coming up next go around.
All right, did you hear the thunder and see the lightning this morning? Kind of strange to see what we normally see as severe weather in the springtime happening combined with some winter weather. We picked up some ice pellets outside the station, and meanwhile, hearing that thunder, seeing sparks of lightning, really pretty incredible.
All right, we want to continue our Team 12 coverage this morning. Melissa Murray is live outside in Wichita.
Melissa, where are you right now and what do you see?
Guys, we're stationed over by 235 in Kellogg, which is obviously a very heavily traveled area this morning. So we're keeping an eye on things as people head out and get to work this morning. I want you to take a look at what these ice pellets look like. This is what's falling. This is all completely ice. And so it looks like snow if you take a look at the roadways over here on Kellogg, but it is just ice. Sarah mentioned a little bit ago, this is sleet on top of that icy mixture, that freezing rain. And so when you are out on the roads this morning, you are going to need to take it slow. Luckily, I've seen a lot of people going pretty slow this morning, slower than usual, which is good news, but still some people that making me a little nervous, going a little too fast. So I would say just take it a lot slower than usual. When we were out on Kellogg earlier, we were going about 35 miles per hour and traffic was moving right along with us. So just give yourself plenty of extra time this morning because you are going to need it.
All right, great advice, Melissa. Thank you. We continue to track the road conditions across the state. This is a look in Sedgwick County right now. Shane Kanicki out on the roads. He told us earlier that he was already involved in a crash with another spinning car. He'll explain that and have another update right after this break. We continue our Team 12 coverage on this weather alert day with Shane Kanicki.
Shane, what should people expect when they head out the door this morning?
Well, no surprise, guys. Definitely slick and icy road conditions are going to be waiting for you. We just passed an emergency crew out there helping a car that seemed to have slid off the side of the road, and that's kind of par for the course this morning. These roads are slick and icy. Those ice pellets that we've been showing you, that Melissa showed you just a little bit ago, covering the roadway. So very tough to keep going stable on the road as you head down. We're on northbound 135 right now, kind of passing the 96 interchange, and throughout the morning we've seen cars either on the ditch. One car in particular didn't look like it was involved with a crash with any other cars, but maybe have just slid into the median because of these icy conditions. We ourselves, like I said earlier, were involved in a wreck this morning with people probably just going a little bit too fast in front of us, lost control, and then kind of a domino effect with two other cars involved with that as well. Just couldn't stop on these icy conditions. So definitely, as we've been saying this morning, you're going to want to plan for some extra time wherever you're headed and take it slow on the roads this morning. We're going to continue to monitor the situation out here. If it gets worse, we'll let you know. If it gets better, we'll let you know as we stay on the roads this morning, guys.
Shane, just so very glad you and Aaron are okay this morning with that wreck earlier. We're looking at thunder, some lightning, the sleet, the freezing rain. Now that really the heaviest activity from Winfield up toward just to the east of El Dorado, Eureka, and on up toward Emporia. Look at the back edge. It continues to make its way east, northeastward fairly quickly. So I think the falling stuff will be done here by the top of the hour, as I mentioned a few moments ago. Already ending around Harper and Anthony, Argonia out from underneath the freezing rain and the sleet as well. Storm Team 12 7-day forecast, the weather alert through noon today, the freezing rain this morning. By afternoon, everyone should see some sunshine, but not everyone going to climb above freezing. Gusty northerly winds, a cold day, 27 for Hayes, 21 for you in Goodland. Above freezing, but barely, 33 for Dodge, and for Salina, 35 for you in Hutchinson. Now tomorrow, 32 degrees, breezy, and actually colder than today. A light wintry mix potentially by tomorrow night. We're looking for wind chills out the door tomorrow, still in the single digits, so winter's hanging around for several days to come. 37 Thursday, a little freezing drizzle in the morning, not a repeat performance of what we're seeing right now. Some rain showers in the afternoon, a light wintry mix Friday morning, then 47 Friday afternoon under a partly cloudy sky. Rain showers for the first part of the day Saturday, a breezy high of 50 by afternoon. So the rain showers here for central Kansas, snow to the north, and then as we work our way through the rest of your 10-day forecast, well, you'll see dry weather Sunday right on through Tuesday, another chance for rain Wednesday night.
All right, Mark, thank you. Coming up next, we continue to monitor conditions across Kansas as a winter storm impacts the state. Another look at the roads for you as you get ready this morning, coming up after the break.
freezing rain started late last night, first accumulating on cars. Check out this photo that our very own meteorologist Dean Jones sent us last night, where that ice started to accumulate on his car about midnight last night. So first you'll have to deal with that when you leave this morning if you have to go to school or work. Then you'll have to deal with the roads. This photo sent to us from Lee in Wichita, where you can see that sleet accumulating at their house. Then you get to the roads. Well, look at I-135 at Pawnee, the KDOT camera. Well, there's ice and then there's a layer of sleet. You can't really see the road very well because of all of that sleet that's on the ground. That will make it difficult to drive. You'll also have some slick road conditions thanks to all of that ice underneath the sleet. This is all heading to the northeast, starting to kind of move to the east of the Wichita area, still downtown, but that will continue to improve by about 7 o'clock. So we'll continue to provide those updates on what's going on right now, what you can expect for the next few hours with this system. Natalie?
Sarah, thank you. We'll get a live update from the roads of Wichita next, where winter weather is making it very slick this morning. Time now 6:28. Our Team 12 coverage continues after the break.